Hello and welcome to MiaProva. We have a series of videos for our users to familiarize themselves with our user interface, videos on best practices within MiaProva, MiaProva's videos to support onboarding, as well as case studies from some of the organizations that are leveraging MiaProva. This video covers our user interface, specifically the library section of MiaProva. There's videos available on all of these sections. This is our library section within MiaProva. If there are any questions or topics that would be helpful to cover, please do let us know in the comments or email us at support@miaprova.com. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, where we often share updates to the MiaProva application, helpful industry-related topics, and interesting tips and tricks from Adobe Target. So thank you. So the library section within MiaProva. So it's available in the left navigation throughout MiaProva. You can, suppress and make available this navigation within here. The program overview is probably by far one of the more popular components of our MiaProva application. All activities that are archived end up here. And when I say that are archived, so tickets they go through the various stages: submitted, under development, and waiting final summary. And at any point you can create a particular ticket, but traditionally tickets that have recently ended or the test is live, those tickets will be sitting in this awaiting final summary section. So essentially they're literally waiting here to have the program impact and the learnings applied to it so it can be archived. So there'll be activities that have recently ended, or activities that are still live within here, or it's a ticket that's in here that doesn't have an activity. And so here's how you can manage all of this. Quickly, you've got all of the metadata associated with the ticket. You have the Adobe Target data. You can do the entire activity period. You have all of the Adobe data that, again, is journey specific. And when we archive it, MiaProva creates a permanent record of it, including any of the segments you might have apply or any of the additional calculated metrics that you've created within here as well. All of the commentary, the day-by-day graph is automatically captured. But here you can see a couple of screenshots. You can add in additional screenshots. You simply provide the learning, the takeaway from this. And then the location. All of these are customizable within the admin section there. I'll spend some time on that in the subsequent videos, how you want to classify the outcome. Also customizable. Impact to organizations, impact to business. So these are custom metrics that'll be defined as part of onboarding. MiaProva provides strategic guidance on what might be helpful program level metrics to map your program against. And so here's a drop down all of these particular metrics. You can have additional fields. All of the fields here are customizable by your program within MiaProva. So a lot of companies will incorporate things like the voice of customer analytics, HIPPO, like the idea source, so they could generate reports to find out what idea sources are leading to the most effective winners and things along those lines. You can quickly and easily send out a summary email with the test within here, as well as any of the data, which is really helpful. But what I want to highlight here is archival. So when these activities are archived, they show up in the program overview. And so what happens is any of the metrics that were associated with that particular activity will be updated within here. MiaProva provides any which way to kind of calculate those metrics. So I'll actually kind of segue into this test setup section within here so you can get a sense of what I'm talking about. So here you can see some of the different customizations that are in play. So revenue is pretty straightforward. It's revenue, and what we will do is we will aggregate it with every activity that has been archived with that particular data. But quickly, in terms of the test metrics, you can associate it with, this is more of like the macro level goals here, and these are more of the micro goals. And so let's say revenue metrics or engagement metrics. So it's going to be obviously revenue amount or percentage, but let's say it was a percentage. It can be like a summed percentage if you wanted to do that, but traditionally what companies will do, either average or weighted average. And one really cool thing that MiaProva does is if you have a test with a 10% lift with only 500 visitors. You don't want to be treated the same if you have another test with 1 million visitors and a 10% lift. So if you applied average, it would treat those both the same no matter how many visitors got into the test. But the weighted average, if you use A for T, will automatically bring in the denominator, the visitor impression, or non-A for T will bring in the same data as well. So we'll automatically bring that in for Adobe. And so very, very helpful. A lot of fun with organizations thinking about what type of metrics they want to include as part of their program overview. All the different ways to calculate the math are there. And like I said, as these activities are added, we automatically update the data here. Organizations are able to quickly see, show me all of the tests that have run on the homepage and been classified as significant loss and marginal loss. We'll automatically update that data. Let me go to include significant wins and marginal wins as well. And you can see kind of the data being updated on the fly based off of the different things that have been added within here. So really, really helpful for organizations to see just exactly what the program is doing, where the largest nuggets have been found, what's working, what's not working, and provide a central place for large organizations to see the fruits of the testing team's labor. A few other things that'll be very helpful here, some feedback that we've gotten from customers, is MiaProva it connects to Adobe and it connects your organizational metadata, the data that's within your tickets. And what this allows us to do is the way our databases are constructed is you can search here. If the word blue was used in any of the code or the offers or things like that, it's a nice way to go and find the different things that have been impacting this. And it doesn't have to be the name of the activity or the experiences. It's really anything that was part of the metadata, which is really cool. A lot of companies will repurpose code and things like that, which is very, very helpful. Any of the program filters, we often get feedback that these custom filters that are available in MiaProva programs kind of act like variables, like an analytics workspace. As you update different values, it'll update the data within here. So like I said, a lot of companies are adding dimensions like what was the idea source, or who's the product manager or analyst, or look at things by programs. MiaProva is all about the visibility. And one of the cool things that we do, we're able to provide reporting to show the distribution of testing efforts across various teams as well as the outcomes. And we really want to provide mechanisms for organizations to prophesy the learnings that are being had. So this is the program overview, aka the knowledge library, aka where all the tickets end up. As part of onboarding, a lot of companies, what they'll do is they'll add in historical tests within here. MiaProva has access to all of your old activities within Adobe Target, so we can quickly and easily update that. We can also update some of the metrics after the fact. We've got a lot of financial organizations that don't have metrics until well after the activity is run. You can also kind of update the default dating, update the data within here. You can download a PDF. A lot of our financial customers have found this helpful for regulatory reasons, to be able to kind of keep a permanent record of it. You can also find any of your old tests and send a link to it, or send an email within MiaProva, and you're able to kind of quickly access it. So again, very, very popular component where everything goes to live. Very helpful for companies to kind of find what metrics are impacting things, to get that program analysis that a lot of companies need to have to scale and to make sure that they're getting as much out of their optimization program as possible. Code library. I'm actually going to jump into an account that's connected to the Adobe database here really quickly, so you can kind of see this. I was in a demo account here. This is MiaProva on MiaProva. So we're actually using a live data. We're connected to Adobe I/O, and these are some of the demo activities that we do and some of the different tools some of the developers use to play with. But what I want to highlight here is the code library. So What we do is we create a permanent record of all of the offers that were used in any of your activities. And so here's just quickly a view of all of the different activities, the code that's been used. We also highlight what CSS selectors are there. We provide some pretty nifty reporting or alerting around that type of thing. For regulatory reasons, this is helpful, like I said, for financial organizations. I've had several customers thank me for this because they were getting alerts in tea leaf or other various systems regarding 404 alerts, and they couldn't find out where that's happening. You can search here, and that'll search across all of the code that's used in any of your activities. And so they were able to search for like an image that was being used, and they found their image, and then they can kind of see, okay, this is the offer that was being used that was doing it. So really, really helpful from that regard. You can also view it by name. I'm a big Adobe Target practitioner. I probably set up 20 to 30 activities a week within Adobe Target, and I've got several kind of internal notes in terms of different ways, offers that I've created over the years to be helpful. And so based off of some feedback and just my own personal experience with Adobe Target, I wanted a nice way for the developers to create templates of their code to make it easier. They could come in here and grab like a template for them to use for the code, and they can add things as they wish within here. Code library, a couple things really quickly that we do with this data as well is we help organizations understand visibility into different changes. You can also see who the developer that created the offer is as well. MiaProva will automatically detect if an offer has been changed in flight. So if a test is running using an offer and someone even modifies a single character, we will let you know. We'll also let you know if a CSS selector, you can see here the CSS selector is no longer there or has changed where the test is running. So that was the nifty alert that I alluded to earlier. Really, really, really helpful, especially for those companies that use the visual editor or custom code that leverages the CSS selectors. Many, pretty much all of the MiaProva customers have gotten this alert. And while there are false positives in there, there's definitely been quite a few save the days that have happened because of this particular alert that has taken place. So that's the code library. Lastly, industry insights. I'll jump back over to my demo account within here. So industry insights, this is something that came from a lot of our early on customers. They wanted to place a repository where, like an intranet of sorts, where they can keep internal documentation about testing. As you know, the testing industry is something that evolves quite a bit. There's a lot of different things out there, everything from statistics to first-party cookies, third-party cookies, developer approaches, server-side, client-side, SDKs, all those type of things, as well as really good tests that have run or different organizational rules or things like that. And so this is just a way for organizations to contribute content and have it associated easy for here. We provide a little bit of some, data, kind of like Adobe recommendations, where you can see the most read, obviously full search, and then the ones that are recently added. So it's a helpful way for people to get access to different things. I do have a video planned. Several of our customers put in some really cool stuff in terms of links to different things. So I want to kind of highlight what I think to be the most helpful things. And you can see a couple of the different things to link to within this demo account that have been found helpful. So that's the library section of MiaProva. As always, any questions, any other kind of deeper dives into any of this, please let us know in the comments or hit us up at support@email.com. Thank you so much.